Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. In today's video, I am exploring Fanshawe Conservation Area. It's located in London, Ontario, and it's under the management of the Upper Thames River Conservation Authority. So I got here at about 6 a.m. and one of the first things I did is I crossed paths with a Virginia Opossum. I thought they were pretty slow moving, but anyway, by the time I got my camera set up, and it wasn't too terribly far away from me, probably about 20 feet. It had scooted off into the woods, and so I wasn't able to capture that image. But I have seen eastern kingbirds, great blue herons that were ready to settle on this body of water. It's a protected area that I'm in right now as opposed to the open Fanshawe Lake. Double-crested cormorants looking for a place to land, and of course Canada geese. So the magic here is coming at dawn, where you have the nocturnal animals like the opossum, and you have the diurnal ones that are sort of crossing paths. So I'm going to continue to explore this area, and I'm just taking you along. So I've made my way back to where I started today's hike, and that's when I had a chance to actually film that Virginia opossum. I've seen a few over the years. You have to be out at dusk, or actually at nighttime, because that's when they tend to come out. And I've even captured them on trail cams out at my place when they feed beneath the bird feeders, the food that's dropped to the ground. But anyway, that was really cool to be able to capture one in motion for you to be able to see out here at Fanshawe Conservation Area. And in this open area, it's such a gift to be able to see right straight across, because I've seen probably the same deer moving along, but whenever I get close to an opening where I can film her, I can't see her anymore. So there's lots of places for her to deke. And then there's a cormorant just sitting in a tree just across the way, just hanging out, overlooking Fanshawe Lake. Now, Fanshawe Lake has a lot of activity on it. There's people that are out there fishing with their low horsepower motorboats. And then there's also the athletes that are doing their rowing training at this time. So, I mean, it's busy. And animals just somehow seem to just carry on. They're just kind of used to this level of activity, because actually there's camping that goes on in Fanshawe Conservation Area as well. So they're in another area of the park. But in this day, I plan to hike here because of the sunny forecast. It's all misty. It's been drizzling ever since I got here, which was 6 a.m. and it's close to 8 o'clock now. Anyway, it's, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I got that Virginia opossum. They're a real treat to see. It's North America's only marsupial animal. So, all right, I'm gonna just keep having a look around and see what else I might be surprised by. So I moved my truck. I'm in another area at Fanshawe Conservation Area, another area along Fanshawe Lake, and right away I had a chance to see a great blue heron and a juvenile bald eagle sitting in the tree just above where the great blue heron is. So this is kind of cool. So I'm kind of tucked away at the back. However, you will hear the sounds of children, and that's because they have activities of some sort. I saw sort of a reception tent set up. So I guess they're as hardy as I am, because it's still drizzling out here and they're out there doing their activities. But if you hear those sounds, that's what it's from. So, okay, I will continue to just see what we have along the water here. It's a lot more peaceful because I think the paddling practice or the rowing practice is all finished, so I don't hear them. I'm not noticing any fishing boats that are active right now. There's some that are, docked at the sides. But yeah, so it's quieter out on the water, and that's good for wildlife, because then it gives them a chance to settle down and sort of forget that I'm here. Okay, onward I go. Turkey vultures are nature's cleanup birds. Their heads are featherless to make them easier to clean up after eating carrion. You know, dead animals. It's also why they have to migrate in the winter. They lose a lot of body heat through their bald heads. They eat pretty much the whole dead animal, feathers, fur, bones and all. So they actually regurgitate a pellet, much like hawks and owls do. Actually, there are many other birds, like kingfishers, that do this too, with all the indigestible body parts of their food. I just happened to come across this turkey vulture where it obviously felt comfortable just regurgitating right in front of me. So this is really exciting. So while I was away just 3 or so days ago in Muskoka, if you happen to see that video, hiking the trails in Algonquin Limberlost Forest and Wildlife Reserve, I was reading about sightings of the American white pelican here on Fanshawe Lake. And then I checked out eBird yesterday. Today's July 8th. And on the 7th, the last sighting was on the 5th. So I thought, okay, well, I guess there was a flock of about 10 or so, according to the sightings, and then the numbers dwindled, and it was maybe down to a couple. They're here. I'm not able to film them very well. But they're clear on the other side, and it's clear using binoculars what they are. I don't know that my zoom lens was able to pick that up very well. But anyway, that was really cool to have a chance to see it. This is kind of off the beaten trail. The last time I saw them was when we were camping in 2023 in Sleeping Giant Provincial Park, and that's up by Thunder Bay. And the campsite that we had was an amazing campsite on Lake Louise or something like that, Lake Margaret Louise, something of that nature. And oh my gosh, we had a lakeside view the whole time we were there, which was for about 7 or 8 days. And that's where there was a population that had settled, and that's where they were, you know, nesting and having their young. But anyway, so we've got a couple that are still here. They're still lingering. They're across the way. And I just wish that I had better footage. But it's exciting to know that they're here in London, Ontario. There's all kinds of activity. The drizzling didn't stop until maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. So as long as you're hardy, being out on a day like today, there's all kinds of sightings just waiting to be seen. Yeah, Fanshawe Conservation Area is a real gem. Okay, I'm going to try my luck. I just hope that I have a chance to, maybe they'll drift this way. I don't know. and that way I can get better footage. So, I've been walking around the perimeter of Fanshawe Lake, and if you follow the line, there's a bicycle trail that goes all the way around. It's bicycle, pedestrian, you know, that kind of a trail that goes all the way around through the woods. So it's really a cool one. I've only bike ridden it once. Shannon and I did that about 5 years ago. And yeah, it was really neat. It's kind of at the time when everything was open for COVID without charging admission fees and things like that. I have a park pass, and this is a really excellent time for me to mention that. This is a sponsored video. This video is sponsored by Upper Thames River Conservation Authority, where I have a park pass for Fanshawe Conservation Area and a couple of others, which I may visit in the next little while. But I wanted to highlight the fact that Upper Thames River Conservation Authority is the reason that we have well-maintained waterways. They come in and they maintain trees that are cut down. They look after turtles. I'd mentioned that in the video at Pinery, where it was turtle egg laying season in the month of June. Upper Thames, they actually come out and dig up the nest once they are notified by the public, and they will incubate the eggs, which gives them the best chance of being able to survive to at least become hatchlings, where they are released then to the area where the eggs are gathered up. But so this Fanshawe Conservation Area is a great habitat. It's a variety of habitats. There's the open field. There's the water itself for the lake. Just being distracted a little bit by this great blue heron that just flew by. And then there's also, of course, quite a forest that's all around the Fanshawe lake itself. So I am slowly making my way. I am not going to be, it's a 21-kilometer bike trail all around Fanshawe Lake. And so I'm not going to be doing that today, but I am going to be making my way a little bit farther along, and just in the hopes that I might be able to get a better shot of those two pelicans. So what I did is I continued along this bicycle trail, and then I had a look at one of the areas that provides that outlook area. Yeah, and so the pelicans have now moved back towards where I started today. And that's because they can. So I'm going to make my way back. My water is back in my truck. And so anyway, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to head back to where I started and have a look, and hopefully I'll have a better vantage point at that point and can bring you even clearer and more crisp footage of those white pelicans. Okay. Okay, so I haven't had a chance to get any closer to the pelicans. I guess they are just sort of sticking close to the other side there, but that's okay. What I do want to mention to you is for about the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes by now, I've been observing the pelicans from here, which is directly across the lake from where they are. And I watched as a kayaker in a blue kayak paddled over to them. That person has been sitting there with the pelicans for the last 20 minutes. I don't know, probably taking pictures, but still hanging out with the pelicans. Please don't ever be that person. It's not good for the animals. It stresses wildlife. It's different if wildlife comes to you, but when you go to wildlife, and maybe there's a reason that they aren't flying away, but it's probably not so that they can hang out with the human that's in a vessel. So anyway, it's unfortunate because some people just don't have the understanding that respect is just like people. We have our personal space. When you're in a crowd, you want to give personal space so that you're not intruding on somebody else's space. And it's the same thing with wildlife. However, they typically need even more personal space so that they feel that they are at a safe distance from, you know, a potential predator. So anyway, so we have 3 white pelicans, and you know, who knows how long they'll be here. I did mention that to the staff at the gate. I gave them a call and I asked if that's something that they want to keep an eye out for, you know, just to have a chat with the person when they're finished with their paddling experience today. And maybe it just doesn't occur to some people that wildlife needs more space than we give to other people. So, all right, I'm gonna head on back to my truck now. Okay, so I'm back here at my truck, had a nice little swig of water. This is the Spreet Family Visitor Center. It's open, so I had a chance to go in there a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this video, and I really appreciate your joining me on today's video where we had a chance to explore Fanshawe Conservation Area. Now, I didn't go into the campgrounds, but at least I gave you an idea of what the trail is like, and we had a chance to see some wildlife, so I hope you enjoyed that. See you next Tuesday morning. Bye for now.